And we are live. Good afternoon, everyone out in social media land. Welcome to MoonCon, the second day. For those that have missed yesterday, where were you, really? There's a whole load of talks from yesterday available for replay on the Moonbooks Facebook page, and there's a whole load of talks today as well. And I am very pleased to be able to talk to Kylie Holmes today. Kylie, would you like to introduce yourselves? Tell everyone what you do, who you are, what you've written.
Okay, thank you, Rachel, and thank you, Trevor, to putting this together. Hi, I'm Kylie, as in Minogue. No, I can't sing. But I'm a writer, I'm an author, I'm also a mother of 4 old souls. I teach runes and tarot. I also am an intuitive angel therapist and a past life regression therapist. So, but runes are sort of my lifestyle. I'm currently writing a tea leaf reading book for Moonbooks, yes, and coffee cups as well. So I'm quite looking forward to that.
Excellent.
Hopefully, no more lockdowns, she says, whispering. I can get that done this year. So hopefully be out by the end of this year, beginning of next. But yeah, so today we're talking about runes.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm a witch, but I must admit, runes to me are a little bit of a mystery. I do use them occasionally in magic for sort of inscribing on candles and things, but beyond that, they are a blank to me. Do you want to give us a wave of your book so that people know what they're looking for?
It's a little book. I've loved this book. It's runes are ancient Scandinavian writing system. They're a set of 24 symbols, which are steeped in history and myths and legends. And this offers a practical advice. And I decided to use the intuition with this. I recommend that when you buy this, you start your own rune journal, because when you start to learn the runes, it's a bit like tarot. Some people get complicated by all the meanings and that lot. So I would say is you can start from the beginning, or put your hand in your bag, which I've got here, and just take one out and just sit with it and see what comes to you, because each rune has a meaning, but your meaning might be something different for somebody else.
Right.
A bit like tarot as well. I mean, I use tarot because to me that can be a bit little harder, because there's 78 cards, 78 steps. But with runes, it's the same thing, an initiation of taking 24 steps. And I think if you keep it simple in the beginning and then broaden your knowledge by reading other things, going to rune workshops, learning from different people, and just saying, well, that rune means this for me, that rune means that for me. But I think if you govern by your intuition, and yes, you can, like you said about using it in magic. I use it a lot in magic as well. I mean, this is, I don't know if it can see of the camera. So I'm trying to put it in.
It's always a job. We've got to work it left and then right.
Yes, I know. I'm dyslexic as well, but
so that's a cross. That looks like a cross.
Yes, it is, and that's gifu. That means gift, and you can put that into a candle, especially for around the new moon, for manifestation.
Okay.
To bring you manifest what the things that you want in your life. I've also got Algis, which is that one, and it's
so this way. Move. That's it. So it's like a Y with a bit through the middle. Like the twig of a tree, maybe. Does that?
Like the twig of the tree. And if you find a twig of the tree like that, this is protection. This is Algis. And yeah, this is a pretty good one as well. So there's just 2 simple ones that I've just given today. So I use that I put that in a candle if I feel protected, or use salt or something,
right,
in a circle for me. So I use that quite those a lot. But the history of the runes, the word rune means it diverges from the old Norse and Old English, which means secret or mystery. So these are have a lot of history and mystery to them. There's lots of myths about the creation of them, and the best one I think is about in Norse mythology with the god Odin. He hung upside down the world tree, which they call Yggdrasil.
Like you
And
do on a
yeah,
regular basis. I'm
yeah,
just going to hang
yeah.
upside down in this tree.
And he sent his ravens out into the world to bring thoughts back to him. So for 9 days and 9 nights, number 9 in Norse mythology is quite important to them. Without food and drink, he had a flash of insight, and he decided to inscribe the runic symbols into the rocks around him,
Right.
and then he passed on the knowledge. But and then historians actually talk about that it was from the Germanic tribes that they used the symbols as writing and for trade as well. So
Right.
like Gifu is always for a gift, so they would do a cross. But this you'll find, I've got it right this time.
Yeah.
With Gifu, you'll find this on your ancestors' birth certificates because they couldn't write properly, so they would mark it with a cross.
Okay, so that's the origins of signing with the cross. Oh, I didn't know that. That's fascinating.
So I mean, I've traced my family tree, and some of my ancestors have been illiterate, so I don't know whether they had dyslexia then, because like I said, I'm dyslexic.
Right.
So yeah, and they've signed their birth certificates, their death certificates, and marriage certificates with a cross.
Okay.
So that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's sort of that kind of thing, really.
You've got is that rose quartz that yours are made from there?
Yeah, rose quartz. I tend to go to the beach with my daughter to get sea glass and pebbles, and I always ask the land if I can take them. If not, then I don't. I leave a gift, and I make my own from natural wood as well. Trying to burn them with a wood inscriber kind of thing. That's quite interesting. So use natural things from Mother Nature, to create my own ring.
I have got a set. Mine are the wooden ones. Do you think that is important, that the material that they're made from? Do you think people are drawn to specific, whether it's a different type of crystal or wood, or does it make a difference to the readings, do you think?
I mean, yes, it does. I mean, the Yggdrasil was supposed to be the world tree is supposed to be an ash tree, so I've got runes made from ash, and I've created them. I'm in the middle of creating them myself. I will start again on June the 10th when it's a new moon, so I will start on the cycle from the new moon to the full moon.
Right.
And I mean, rose quartz, I mean, I've had these donkey's years, and I tend to use them in a reading when someone needs a bit of more nurturing. And also, like protection, I would probably use, or even a grounding stone like hematite as well. It depending who I get in front of me. For you, I would probably use sea glass, because you're one with nature, one with the world, and I think that the sea would contribute your energy. For example,
that's the ocean is my special place. So you are bang on the mark there. Absolutely bang on the mark. I thought you were going to say cookies, actually.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll make you some out of cookies.
Cupcakes, but cupcake runes.
that actually is. I've got good affirmations from above, and I just think probably my puppy Finn would eat that along with my daughter Ruby. So, but I'm always out in nature walking my dogs, and I'm always looking for things. I'd like to make some out of feathers, because you can get the runes are in everyday life. Now, our geese, if I put it down like that is actually the peace symbol that organization use.
Yeah.
Now, another one is Dagas, which is Extinction Rebellion. They use that symbol. That actually symbol means day. So, but they've inverted it. They've changed it around, so it causes quite a bit of conflict. Now, the interesting one, and I need to look at my notes of this, is the Bluetooth symbol. Now, the Bluetooth symbol is actually a bind rune. Now, it is so the squiggles, the shapes, the H and the B represents Harold Bluetooth, and Harold Bluetooth is actually an ancient Viking king who unified Denmark and Norway, and he was nicknamed Blad and I apologise, which means if I've got that wrong. I'm learning Swedish, but my Danish is rather rubbish. And that is Bacana and also Gifu together.
The Bacana is that the B-shaped one, isn't it?
Yeah,
and the cross. Okay, that makes that. Yeah. Now that you say it, how many times have we looked at the Bluetooth symbol? And I've never made that connection, but that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
So the Bacana means rebirth sanctuary, and this means gift as well. So and yeah, so that they're together. But in Rune's got a massive became really unpopular, really massively unpopular, because in World War II, after the end of World War II, the Nazi Party used the runes because their belief was the Germanic race was superior than to others. And they forgot about the roots of European culture. And they forgot about the Nordic countries.
Conveniently.
Yes. So, you know, the historians knew that Futhark, which is Futhark, started the runic alphabet. Then you've got Uthark, which begins Uthark. So they claimed that they owned them and they used it for their own ideology. So when World War II got finished, it became quite like toxic, and they thought, well, we can't use them. So it got a bashing, and I think sometimes this good old Harry Potter was part of making runes more popular. Bjorn Borg, the tennis player, I love tennis. His middle name is Rune. So so yeah, I mean, a bit of kind of thing. I'm trying to find.
That's quite a random middle name, but yeah,
definitely, yes. So he's definitely a secret. But this, I don't know if you can see. This is no, this way.
That way.
I've just invested it.
Up a bit,
down a bit, you know, kind of thing.
So it's a back to front Z-ish.
Yeah, that was on the lapels, and they put 2, and it's Soilo, which is the sun rune, and it became of their symbol of the Schutzstaffel, Hitler's Schutzstaffel, and it's even, you know, the there's another symbol that they took and made it their own ideology. It's gone out of my head at the minute. Swastika. They called it the swastika, but it's not. It's a Hindu symbol. So
they turned it round, didn't they? The other way. Yeah.
And even today in you see the symbol. It's an arrow, and that's Tewaz, and that means moving forward, and that's the T rune, and they use that as well. The R rune, radio, which means movement and travel. They use that in the they sort of had this sect where they put the younger people in them to become in the group as well. So they really got a bad battery. But you
can understand why people didn't want to use them after that, but
I mean, I went on the German exchange at school, and my grandfather was Northern Irish, and he was disappointed that she wasn't blonde and blue-eyed, because that's what he brought up with. And they were like, quite like, oh my God, you've gone to Germany? And I said, well, yeah, I love German. I speak some German.
And
I've got friends that are German. I like to converse in the language.
Yeah.
They were like horrified
Mm-hmm.
that I went to Germany, but
yeah, they lived through. Yeah,
yes,
they remember it. Yeah,
they did. They went through like hell, hell on earth kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting how old beliefs can really shift. But the runes for me are an amazing tool of divination, and when you connect with them, I mean, you can keep it as simple as you can, or you can, and as you grow as an individual, you can connect with them on a much deeper level.
Yeah.
So this book here is for beginners, but I'm writing at the moment a sort of an advanced one.
Okay.
That gives a bit more information on how you can do bind runes, how you can use them for divination and manifestation and intention. Because, choosing the rune, for example, like radio for travel, when
that's
you're
just
going,
sort of an R shape, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I play with my daughter and we make our own rune names as well. So, writing your names in runes is important. Some people have come to me and said, can you write my name for a tattoo? So I said, okay, but I've double checked it has the right energy, because these all have energy, and also like an intention. I mean, Fairhu, which is like an F, is about prosperity and money. And you can use that. You can put that into a candle and carve it in as well. There's just so much that you can do with this. I found Tewaz now. That's the arrow, but we see that on a one-way system.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've seen that in the cloud and think, okay, I've got to keep moving, or the clouds have got a big cross in the sky.
Right.
And I'm thinking, okay, well, we'll move forward.
So you're seeing the rune symbols in everyday life, and taking it as a message or a prompt. Cool.
Definitely. I mean, and also Ralph Bloom, bless him, he brought the blank rune in.
Yes.
And
because that's not in all of the, you don't find that in all the Lisettes, do you?
No, you don't. I don't use it. I just say, well, use it as a spare, or give it to somebody that needs it. But I think sometimes it's blank for a reason. I mean, it could be the start of something or the start of nothing. I mean, it depends on what you look at it. I think intuition for me is everything in this. And if you've got a vibe on something, then you can move forward with it. I think if you get bogged down making it too complicated, it's like tarot. When I teach that, and also runes, I give them this book, but I also take it off them and saying, right, create a rune journal, number it from 1 to 24, start at the beginning of the month, for example, say the 1st of June. I know what day is it today? The 6th of June. You could start today. I know. It's sort of like lockdown and COVID and non-school and homeschool is sort of rolled into one. And then, mark that day and have an Algies day or a Tewaz day or Easter day, and see what comes to you, rather than just worrying about, that they can't do it.
Or trying to remember and recite all the meanings parrot fashion, because for me that doesn't work. It's got to be intuition. You mentioned bind runes. Is this the idea of putting 2 runes together to create something different, stronger?
Stronger. I mean, I mean, for yes, you can. I'm just trying to think. I mean, you could put radio, and you could put where is it? Gifu together, and you can put them together.
Would you just draw them over the top of each other, or
you would draw the R, and then with the R you would have, so if you can see, you have the R, then you would have the X coming out of it.
Okay.
So a bit like the Bacana with the Bluetooth, you would change that and then you would put an R instead of the B,
Right.
and that would be for me a good, when you're moving home and you are concerned about your finances. You know, sometimes house moves
Ugh.
can be strenuous, so that would do that. But I think it's all about intention. I mean, we have Pethra, which is the birth rune, and I have friends that are pregnant, so you could and it's all about, it looks like a womb if you put it on its side. Sorry, I'm just
That's
trying
it.
to
Yeah, right, okay. Yeah, it's kind of cauldron-ish.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like the chalice, the
Yeah.
well at the bottom of the Yggdrasil, the tree of life. And sometimes when people have gone into labour, I've drawn this for them, and you
Right.
know, and also Gifu, to give them a good birthing experience,
Yeah.
because somebody, you know, everybody's birthing experience is different, and
Mhm.
as you know, you've got kids, people like to give you horror stories about.
Yeah, I've got my own to share.
Exactly, same here. And I'm thinking, there's no way I'm sharing my birth stuff on with everybody, because it'd probably be like a horror story, you know what I mean? Because it was different. But I mean, this is Kenas. I love this room. It's a little one, and it doesn't matter whether it's this way or
So just like a
that,
V on its
yeah,
side.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's about the light within us.
Right.
And it's like, even though we've had some, I mean, lockdown has changed so many people,
Mm.
and Kenas is very good at bringing the light within us back, you
Right.
know, showing us the way. I
Yeah.
mean, Kenas is very good from, because I also use the pagan wheel from winter solstice into Imbolc,
Right.
and I use that to light the way, because, but then again, I like it when it's dark, because I can walk the dogs in the dark and
Me
there's
too.
nobody around. I'm lit up like a Christmas tree, so I don't get hit by traffic. I'm not joking. I have a hat, I have this, the dogs are flashing,
Safety
literally.
first.
Exactly. So I mean, there's
We've actually got a
oh,
question come pinging up here, which is a bind rune one. What's the best bind rune for a couple of lovers? Bacana for fertility, and what other rune for create a bind rune for staying together in love and harmony?
right. Now, Yolanda, thank you for your lovely message, and blessings to you. Now, I always caution, because if you're meant to be together, right, then it will work. It's I would say Bacana and Pethra together. It doesn't matter which way that you draw it. I think you have to draw it intuitively. You could put Bacana here and then Pethra there, or you could put Pethra at the bottom and Bacana on top. But also put the X one, which is Gifu, as well, so that I've given you 3 runes.
Right.
So it depending. But then again, I'm getting soulmates with you. I don't know why. I don't usually.
I could see you with you're tuning in, aren't you?
Yeah,
You can
definitely.
see you switch.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you for that. Another rune from so I hope that's enough for you, Yolanda. But another rune that got a bashing from World War II is oh, I'm getting there now. Is
Okay,
Othello.
a
It's
fish-ish
yeah,
shape.
it looks like a fish, but Othello, and that means house. But it was also used for Himmler was quite a dark man, and they had like people going out and looking and doing a lot of research, and I talk about this because I think runes is okay. It's not meant for dark stuff, you know. As a fellow would-be witch myself, yes, like you, born on Halloween, I think it's all about intention. But then their intention behind it was not very good. I
No.
mean, you know, and it's just like, it's almost like I look at tarot. When people get the death card, people freak. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I
and
love
even
it. I
Yeah,
love the death card.
same here. Transformation. I think because we're both Scorpios, and you know, and we sort of, you know, go with the flow. But I think as well, the death card, the Tower, the Devil. People do sort of like, you know, kind of thing.
Hollywood, I think, has a bit to answer
Yeah.
for with that, though, don't they? Because they do use them slightly out of context. So, yeah.
No, I would agree.
Another question for you. Which is the best rune to take with me on a driving test? Oh, good luck, Ashes.
Yes, good luck. I would also ask the angels of nice driving instructors, driving examiners as well, because an angel of clear roads, you know, sort of set the intention that the roads are very clear on your test. Now, I'm thinking.
Seeing the big picture, isn't it? Looking at
Yes.
the bigger picture of it all.
Yeah, sort of set the intention. And I think sometimes if you get nervous as well, sort of, you know, take a bath or a shower in the morning. I would say algae for protection. Okay, this is, oops, no, I'm still learning, which is that.
So that's the twiggy tree one.
It's a twiggy tree one. That's for protection. I would ask.
That's how I describe things. Yeah.
No, I'm
my brain works.
I'm the same. And my kids go, "Oh, mum." Hard to think. I would say, yeah. But good luck with your driving test.
Yeah, good luck. We've got another question too. They're rolling in. Do please ask questions, people.
Jackie,
I'm offering up your services.
Yes, I don't mind.
Any questions you like.
Jackie, buy my book, and I'm actually going to be doing an online course, hopefully towards September, because you've got summer months coming up. So buy my book. Trevor will be happy with me. Sorry, Trevor. But yes, from Moon's website, and yeah, it's a simple guide.
So it's good for beginners.
Yeah, it's good for beginners.
Right.
I'm not just saying that. So yeah, I would say, and also I would suggest you buying a lovely notebook, getting yourself a nice pen, write the numbers 1 to 24. You can make your own runes. I'll give some tips in here, and or go out into nature. Would be good for you. I don't know why I'm saying wood, because I think wood trees would be good for you, and I would start writing what you get. So you, the internet is amazing, but it's loads of different information. I would go with your intuition, and maybe
not always correct either.
No, you can do journeying with the runes, which is going to be in my new book, but that's more advanced work.
Yeah.
It's
start with the basics.
Yeah, start with the basics, because you get
did you say an online course? Someone's asking about the online course.
Yes, I'm putting it together. Maybe I can do it through Mooncon next time. I'm putting it together now. I'm hoping it'll be ready for September. We're on half term at the minute here, so
yes,
yeah,
we are
juggling everything. All my runes are up in the air, kind of thing. So I'm quite looking forward to it. So yeah, my website is, am I allowed to say my website?
Go for it.
It's www.touchbyangel.me.uk.
You will find a link to that, I'm sure, from the Moonbooks website on your author page, if anyone's struggling to find it.
But yeah, so yeah, I try to keep it simple, and try to. There's a lot of meditation with the online course as well, and I do a lot of pathfinding, which is journeying with the runes for you to get to understand it. It's like when I keep talking about tarot, but I use tarot. I bring tarot a lot into it, and numerology, and I try to get them to open up a little bit more. It's like with magic. I mean, I would come to you and saying, right, I want to use this rune for this Sabbat. Would it be okay? And then you would probably say, well, you could, but you could tweak it a bit. I'm all in for tweaking, because everybody has a different ability. And like, if you want to use I don't know why I've got a white and a black candle. Like, white candle could be for Archangel Gabriel. Black candle could be for or a brown one for Sandalphon. It depends. Like with the Sabbats as well, like I would use Kenas a lot. I work a lot with that from when the clocks go back,
right,
to when the clocks go forward, to light my way, to really get motivated.
So
because,
seasonally, really in tune with the seasons, working with
yeah,
them as well.
definitely. I think
Oh, another
our
question.
Owen, Staves, and Rune's the same. They're not, but they can be interlinked. Owen is to the Irish. It's the Irish runes, as I would call them.
Yeah.
I do know a little bit about it, but not a lot. My grandfather sort of taught me a bit about it, but we were more into runes and tarot growing up, and tea leaf reading as well. So
it's a similar thing, isn't it? But a different system.
yes, it
makes
is.
sense. Yeah.
It's on the trees. I'm an Owen tree essence practitioner. So there are different ones, but like you would the birch tree is in with the Owen as well. So yeah, it's they're all interlink and cross over.
Cool. Do you, when you do your readings, do you tend to just pull one? Would you pull, like we do with the tarot, that probably the most well-known one is the 3-card spread, isn't it? Do you do specific layouts with the runes?
Yeah, I do. I do a single casting. They call it casting. So I do a single casting, and then from that I would read the person's energy, and I would read that. Then I would maybe choose 3, which is connected to the Norns, the 3 witches.
Oh right, yeah.
The past, present, and future.
Yeah.
And then I would connect with that. But usually, sometimes, if somebody's a bit like worried about the runes, I would bring the tarot in as well. It depending on the person in front of me. I can use also a spread with the Celtic cross. I use that as well.
Okay. With actually laying out the runes in the Celtic cross spread. Okay.
Yeah. And then I look at it, and I can see sort of connections from one rune to another. It's almost like I see like lasers, like shining from one rune to the other,
right?
Which is quite interesting. But then for the more advanced work, I would, because I do one-to-one training,
right,
on the runes, I would do journeying with them, but I also use the world tree. So the Kabbalah is basically, the world tree is like the Kabbalah. I would lay that out.
Yeah.
And then I would use the 9 worlds from Norse mythology, and we would travel to each one with each rune intention to see.
Okay.
But that's very in depth. That's I would say for a intermediate advanced student.
Another question. Set of Tiger's Eye. Would that be a good option, as you mentioned wood, and perhaps making my own?
Tiger's Eye is really good because it's good for protection. So the person that I want to go back to the drive-in would get a Tiger's Eye, maybe put it in their hold it on them in their pocket or something. So yeah, that would be good. I've got wood for grounding for you, Jackie. So I hope you don't mind me saying that. So yeah, Tiger's Eye is really good because Tiger's Eye reminds me of those lovely humbugs, you know.
I mean, humbugs, yes.
You know, out of times I've tried to swoop one out of my daughter's mouth, and like, this is not a sweet, this is a rune stone. And
no, not advisable to eat Tiger's Eye.
Exactly, but yes, I mean, for you, you could. She asked the question about Owen, didn't she? Because I got trees, I got twigs with her, so you could make your runes on twigs.
Jackie, you're going to have to go for wood, I think.
Yeah,
the answer.
Yeah, definitely. Because I
don't argue with spirit.
No, because like when they want to know, when they want to tell you something, it's like no. Yeah, but I want the mint herb bugs. No, it's wood. Fine. But Jackie, I would say to you is, what is your favourite tree? Then go to that tree. Ask if you can take it, because ask the land or the tree. So I got an open fire, and I get my ash wood from him, and I select certain pieces and I go to my dad and say, Dad, could you cut this up for me, please? So yeah, or I find a log that my puppy tries to drag home with me. And I've got quite a few actually that I've got in my office, which is a bit of a mess at the minute because I've just chucked stuff in there. I've got to sort it out from lockdown. Was using to a school room to a.
Oh, Jackie's saying willow. Beautiful
then,
tree. Beautiful tree.
Then go for willow, my lovely, because willow is also about bending your will for others, but also keeping your own will for yourself. That's what I've got intuitively for you. So I hope that's okay. So yeah,
we look forward to seeing them, Jackie.
Yes, definitely send us a picture.
We've got another question for you.
Yeah, haven't a clue what set I should get. Any ideas? You could go on to websites. There is a man that I know makes them. His name's Paul, but it's gone out of my head. You could get some from him. What you're drawn to, Alison? What do you like? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite tree? What things interest you? Because when I'm making a set for somebody, I often get their personality into the set. What's your favorite color? So mine would be purple, so I'd have a purple bag. Out of all the symbols, which ones are you drawn to first? And then I would start creating it. So if you're creating it from the new moon to the full moon, that's like a 2-week window, so you might not finish in that time. It's all about intention. What is your intention? Why do you want to make it? Also, you said you haven't got a clue what set, so at the moment you're sort of in a quandary as to which way to go. Allow it to come to you, because when we search for it, it doesn't come to us. So
yeah,
I think Spirit have got me working today.
I think they have.
Well, I hope that's okay for you, Alison.
Is it? I mean, I'm assuming it's like any of the sort of magical tools and things. Making your own set is going to be have a much stronger, or getting someone to make a set specifically for you has a much stronger resonance, energy connection with you than just buying a set off the shelf kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, buying a set off the shelf would get somebody's energy going with the runes, okay, because they've been around for centuries as the symbols. I mean, I'm hoping to go to Iceland, not the shop, by the way. That's what
get your frozen chips.
Exactly, to get my frozen chips. No, actually, I want to go to, I want to go to the volcanoes and that lot.
My dad has been. It is. The photos are amazing.
A friend of mine went, and he scared the American tourists by putting mud all over his face, because he went into one of these lagoons and that lot. But he's very like that. You know what I'm talking about him. I'm not going to mention his name because he'll tell me off. But no. And I just thought I could see him like coming out like a big like troll. Oh, bless her.
Thank you from Alison. Excellent. We have got another question actually. Yolanda has a question. Now, I've seen this a lot actually, activating the runes with your own blood. I have seen that before.
You can. Right, now this is interesting because I've got some runes in red sets and some in gold. Now the ones in gold paint, okay, and it's
the red ones are the blood of your enemies.
Well, yes and no. The blood. Red is associated with runes because it's the life force of our blood, and also of the runes. So you could paint them with ochre, which is the paint that they usually do. You can get ochre off the internet if you can make it yourself. I don't know. I'm not a wizard. I might be a witch, but I'm not definitely.
That's alchemy, isn't it? That's a whole other thing.
It is. So gold, definitely.
Most of us just use a Sharpie.
Yes, definitely. So you can do it, but you're taking it to a different level. You're taking it to a different level. I would say word of caution when you do it, and it's going to be very, very powerful. My suggestion is, at the moment when you're starting with the runes, use red paint or ochre or a Sharpie, and then if you want to do it, then do it. I've got some that is with my own blood, but that's taking it to a different level on a magical thing with the runes.
Blood magic is a whole other level, isn't it? I think that's something that should be worked with once you are very experienced, and only with caution. It is, like you say, it's powerful, but
it is, because I always say to my kids, my lovely kids,
it's not necessary, I think, is the answer to that, isn't it? No, it's not necessary to charge it or whatever.
Definitely, because of especially with the full moon, and if you've got a super moon and a blue moon in that month, oh my gosh, you know. There's someone that I know makes moon water, and around the eclipse and that lot, and they've said it's really charged them. But because I always say to my kids, what you put out is what you get back threefold. You've got to be really careful. And they roll their eyes at me. And they're going, oh yeah, right, Mum, witchy. But I'm like, you have to be careful, because it's all about intention. And you know, don't do, if it's going to be negative, it's going to come back. So I'm pretty careful. I think just me.
Do you, when you've made a set, or when you've got a set you've worked with, do you cleanse them and recharge them on a regular basis, or?
Yeah, I do like my crystals. You've got like the new moon. I think it's a solar eclipse coming up on June the 10th. I think that's why people are feeling a bit like kind of thing. I put them out into a safe area so the puppy doesn't nick them. He's named after a giant called Finn McCall, and he's always eating stones at the minute. So I think I should have. But
the name, it was the name.
Exactly. Because also talking about names as well is like there's lots. So taking the runes a step further is there are lots of Norse gods and goddesses, Freya, Frigg, Odin, associated to these. So that's something else to take into consideration. But I don't talk about that in this book. I talk about it, you know, keeping it simple. It's like when you're first starting out, I mean, I've been doing readings now 30 years. When I first started out, I had my fingers burnt. I was pretty naive, and I wanted to know everything and anything, just like that. A bit like Tommy Cooper, just like that. And I'll show my age now. That's probably my grandparents going just like that. And I was thinking, but I really, really learned really badly. And I learned about intention, and I learned about threefold, and things did come back to me on a massive scale, and it was pretty scary. So now when I'm teaching newbies, as I call them, or people who want to refresh, what is it that you want to know? What do you want to do with them? Because if you want to be, you know, use it to conquer the world like Darth Vader, for example,
I could just see him with his runes.
Exactly. Like chucking them out there, kind of thing.
They'd probably float though, wouldn't they, with the force?
Exactly. Oh my god, may the force be with you. I've got So but it's just, you've got to be careful, and you know, and
that goes with anything within the magical realm, doesn't it? But
it does.
I'm really pleased to hear you push the intuition thing, though, because for me that is key in any of it, whether it is reading runes or tarot or working any kind of magic.
Oh, bless him. Thank you, Trevor. You're amazing yourself. No,
Trevor.
He's like, reminds me of Odin, or the forefather of moon books.
Oh, don't tell him that. That'll go straight to his head. We'll never hear the end of that now.
Sorry,
for anyone that doesn't know, the fabulous Trevor Greenfield is the editor of moon books. He is our almighty.
Yeah, definitely. Hail Trevor! Hail! Sorry, I shouldn't say things like that.
Don't tell him he's a god, though, because we won't hear the last.
Oh no! Well, there you go. I can feel myself. Darth Vader with runes shooting out his lightsaber. Well, at least it's his lightsaber and not something else. So I shouldn't be saying things like that, really, should I?
Excellent. That is Trevor actually giving us the nod that we have hit a time allowance.
Oh, wow.
We could talk for hours on this. It is fascinating.
Thank
and
you.
Particularly for me, because although I say I do work with them a little, I know very little about them, and the German connection, had no idea. That is fascinating.
I got a history magazine once and I uncovered it about Himmler, and I just I can understand now why my grandparents sort of really,
we haven't got a clue really in our generation, have we? No.
You know, all we've had is COVID, and that's invisible. That's an invisible force. And I would say is Algis, the Twiggy one, as you put it, would be a great one for that, to sort of send it on its way and say, like, you've done your job. Stop scaremongering the general public. You know, June the 21st would be a fantastic day for Freedom Day. You know, and now they're moving it.
Yeah.
You know, to July, whatever. July the 5th. I'm glad it's not July the 4th, because we need our own independence. Sorry, Freedom Day. Sorry. But can I say, Rachel, thank you so much. I was so nervous. And Trevor, yes, Hellfather. Oh, God. Sorry, I'm only joking. Odin. That's his new nickname. But I've really enjoyed this. And thank you for being with me today.
It has been fascinating. My absolute pleasure. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Debbie's off to buy your Runes book. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you. Trevor will be happy.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Do stay around for the rest of the day. Lots and lots of talks. If you want more information about Kylie and her books, head on over to the dog's woken up. Head on over to the Moon Books website, and you'll find the information there. So thank you, Kylie. Absolutely fantastic.
Rachel. You take care. All the best.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.